e-commerce software, but that's not going to be that would not be part of the initial, because there's some big hurdles that we don't even know what the hurdles are yet. That it's that complex. But what we want to do is have a couple options. Either we host it, we fulfill it, free to you, or you can, here's all the code, and here's some instructions that might help your web designers integrate it into your own e-commerce website. But to just, it's not as simple as that. It actually takes a lot of customization. Not very cheap customization, but
we just have to run an account when you move credits.
Yes. That's how it would be right now. Yeah. Yes.
Didn't you say one of your points was that there would be dealer control pricing?
One of the points, yes, that we would make dealer controlled pricing available. How we're going to attempt that is still a little open. What we need to do is basically we want you to be able to say, put whatever price you want on these products, whatever price you want. But we have to have a floor, you know? Okay? So we have to figure out if it's going to be just like a set price on each item that, you know, it's like, well, you can have any price here down to that. And we just need to figure out how we're going to make that functionality happen. Right now we can have dealer pricing. We figured out how we can do that, but we haven't figured out how to set the floor yet. Okay? Yes, John?
Will it have the ability for order tracking?
Ability for order tracking. Actually, the way we would do this is we would automate this so that you would receive like an email every time an order is placed on your account through your, on your behalf, so that you would have the order information, tracking number. Because again, we want to encourage those customers to contact you, as if it's from your store. Okay? Yes, sir.
What about having the order fulfillment come back to our stores rather than come to you?
Okay, that's an option that if we can make it happen, we will. That was one of the last things I put up there. Right now, it is embedded in our e-commerce site. There's not a way to unhook it, but if we can, we will. Because that was one of the, in fact, didn't you ask me about that in January? Yeah, I think, yeah. And I think that would be, if we can do that, that's what we want to do. I'm not sure how we can do it yet.
Do you have an idea when this will be introduced? Do you have any idea when this will be offered?
I get the same question. When, huh? Right now, we're probably about, I say maybe about a month until we start really testing some of it. Maybe another month after that to work through and setting up SKUs and things like that. There are some hurdles that we don't know how difficult they're going to be to get over yet. So I think I wouldn't expect it any time earlier than 2 months from now. And I don't want it to take a whole lot longer either. So we'll say 2 to 3 months, we should have something together. Yes, sir?
I mean, if this is something you're going to offer to the stores, is it this is going to be a file that you can just drop in, to the laser?
Well, right now it would not go to your store.
I mean,
like store
you want to have
fulfillment.
it go to the store.
If the way that there's a couple ways you can go. Okay, if it was to get sent to the store, it could be perhaps sent as like an email that says here are the options that they want, and you design and make it, and you would have the input and put it together. There's a program called Veristitch that integrates information that's gathered, say, on a website, and then puts it into a file that can be run on the Gravistyle laser. But each laser is set up individually, and there's I think it's like about a $3,000 cost per machine. So I'm not saying that it won't happen, but right now we wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Is the website can it handle a lot of traffic?
Can it handle a lot of traffic? Yeah. It's scalable. So as traffic increases, the website will be able to handle it. Yeah.
You may have already answered this, but do you have to have a website already to take?
Paul's asking if you have to have a website already. The answer is actually no. If you already have a website or an e-commerce website, you can link from that. But if you just want like a URL, it says like whatever you wanted to say. It could be added to your marketing material, and that web address would take you to this, and it would register that it's coming from your store, and then you would get credit for any sales that came from that person, from that web address.
Are the items exactly the same thing, or are there going to be some larger objects that we wouldn't be able to do anyway?
I think the items would just be the exact same thing. I don't see us getting anything in there that you wouldn't already have in your store.
Joe?
Yeah.
This is Curtis's presentation starts in 2 minutes.
Okay. If you have any questions, you want to email or call me, you're welcome to. Like I said, we are developing this. There's still a lot of loose ends. And most importantly, let us know how this can be a win for your store, and how to avoid any pitfalls where it could, where it wouldn't be. Does that make sense? So I welcome any feedback that you can provide. Thank you.
Talk about the website and how to protect our territory, trade day, the fair. I mean, how do you get?
There's no way we can keep track of that. I mean, because, you know, a trade show or a fair could be anywhere. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Trying to connect to the internet so I can get a hold of Michael.
Who gets, you know, if you've got 5 stores in St. Louis, like the metro area,
You need to
and there's a big wedding convention, who gets that? Can't get the What's that?
They were suggesting we offer like maybe 8 fonts for a customer to choose one from. Right now, when you click on fonts, it brings up all of these things. If you could create something that's a font favorites, that we might could plug in the 8 that we choose to use, so that instead of scrolling through everything, we can say, okay, because when you highlight the name, when you pick a font, it shows you what that font looks like in that big drop down.
Right.
So if you could just have like a space for 8 or 10 favorites of font favorites.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
That would be really, because they suggest you.
I have no idea.
We could walk it
that's a
through
good
limiting the
question.
fonts, but
Let me propose it to Jerry.
you probably want the fonts that the job templates were created, you know, so it shows up, and then after that you could pick the fonts, and you could walk through how you eliminate the fonts, you know, move them out of that folder. Yeah, we could do that right now
That
for
scroll
you.
button gets away from me when I'm looking for a font.
If you want, pick out the fonts that you want, and then Jeff, you should give her your phone number.
Yeah, you just go into the fonts folder and create a folder, right?
Yeah, and Jeff can walk you through it over the phone, and we could do that right now.
Saying that we can do this from our reps. They say,
So right now,
you know, party that wants to get in here, and then, you know, find out if
your computer's the exact same way. So you've got Graph Style 5.40.
I don't know. I don't know.
So inside there you have your fonts.
I mean, like I said, let me pose it to Jerry.
Recognize those. Like you got your, you have your different types of fonts in here.
I have a question. I talked to Franklin, and he said we really need to call Galvograph and talk to you guys.
What type of fonts?
We have like an X across our software. Do you know why that would be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like an X. It's kind of like it's like a centering type of X.
Graph Style.
He doesn't know where to pull it out.
It
It kind of like centers the item. So in other words, it just centers the item only. In other words, like, you know, within the software.
It'll expand your folder here and drop the fonts.
How do I get rid of that thing?
But I mean,
I don't know why. So, like, if this is your plot, say that you were doing, it'd be an X like across.
And you'd still see the text here.
Yeah, you still see text and everything. There's like this big X across.
Is this something that's ongoing all the time, or is this as a one
Let
and
me
done
ask, we
show?
might want to reinstall the software again.
Well, that would be a physical
I think that's
location.
before. I took it down. I took all the software down, okay, and I brought brand new software in, off the internet and stuff. Reinstalled
I would say
everything.
so. If they're
And
there,
it was away for a little
day in
while,
and day
and
out,
it came back.
that's their physical location. That's not.
And I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's Friday,
I don't know if
Saturday,
one of my
every-
operators is clicking on something that's driving me crazy, but
Yeah, that's
I asked
that's not
Franklin
just a
and he doesn't know.
show.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on?
How long after?
I mean, I can reinstall again, I
Well,
guess.
how long after?
It's a fair bet that we will talk to him and say,
Maybe about a month.
store already your location.
I wonder if it
But
is
I would
something
ask if
No, they had a
Let me check